How was the rest of like last night?
It was okay. They're all distressed, obviously. Ty's stressed.
I know. I still really need to talk to you though.
We can talk now if you want.
Yeah. Here.
If you're not busy, obviously.
No, I'm all done. I just have to throw my toque on.
Because Beth's in the bathroom. Jed's in the shower. And the Kiefer and Tera and Expedia.
Yeah, I know Jed really wants to obviously talk.
Who does?
Jed.
Oh. Yeah, I think he told Kiefer that.
Ty is going to wait until Wendy's, obviously.
Yeah, I would assume.
I would love to pick your brain.
Of course.
More. Because honestly, I know we don't talk a lot of game. We don't have the strongest personal relationships, but out of who is left, the only person that I have any real trust in is you.
Oh, same. And that's literally what Tina was like. She's like, you have to trust Tera, Breydon.
Yeah.
Listen. She's like, she will not put you up. I promise you that.
No.
She's like, you guys cannot turn on each other.
No, I swear, right? I won't.
No, and that's what I was like.
Also,
I was like, Tina, I won't.
like a huge heads up on you before she left. I was already
and vice versa.
I was already feeling that way anyway, and you gave me that heads up with the guys.
With Beth, yeah.
The only problem is like they're all shady.
Oh, of course.
Even Kiefer.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So
that's why I like always wonder, like when we talk, I'm like, is he just going back and saying the exact same thing to them?
oh, I would not put it past him.
Right? I'm like,
And I want to see if I can like get some information from them as well.
Of course. Just to see.
But like, do you think kind of going with the Kiefer route is better for us?
I think so at this point.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the only option, unfortunately.
Yeah. Which he might be legit. I don't understand how he couldn't.
Same.
The thing that sketches me out a little bit about Kiefer is he always talks about as soon as people win, how they can win the game. And how he's going to win the game.
Of course. Right?
It drives me insane.
Oh, same.
Even
Actively.
like yesterday, like I hadn't even like won for, it hadn't even been 5 minutes. And he looked at me and he's like, wow, back-to-back POV and an HOH win, you could win this game. And he said it in front of everybody. And I was like, can we all stop doing that? Like,
why do you mean? I'm like, anyways,
like, how do you want me to protect you if you're putting a target on my back?
every time, right? No, I agree. I 100% agree.
And he might be saying that
Oh, of course.
to them
Exactly.
because he has a target on his back.
Of course. That's just like the only like sus part, right? That I'm always like, I don't know. Because like right now he's with the boys in Expedia.
So with the conversations that I'm going to have today,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try and stir the pot a
Of
little
course.
bit to do anything to deflect attention off of me and you
Mm-hmm.
because we've always been the easy outs.
Of course. Just like, oh, put them up, it's fine. And like,
Yes.
I was talking to Ty last night, and he's like, yeah, I was like, what do you know what you're gonna say to Tera tomorrow? Like, what are you gonna like pitch? And he's like, oh, I don't know. He said, it just really depends on like her angle and what like her target is. And I was like, well, I think she's a very like straight shooter kind of girl.
Yeah.
Like if the others are talking shit about you, like I think she'll just tell you straight up.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And be like, so like Jed promised me a final 2 with him and Beth, or final 3. Like, I think she'll just tell you.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I just don't know. And I was like, yeah, we have to think about it. Like, everyone's obviously going to try and, like, protect themselves in this situation, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, with you, Ty, like, they'll probably say that, like, between Beth and Jed, like, they're more likely to protect her moving forward than you.
Yeah.
Because you've only won one thing.
Yeah.
So, you have to think about those kind of things, you know? Like, what you're going to say.
And those are things that I've already brought up.
Mm-hmm.
They've already talked shit about Ty.
He's like, oh, yeah, like,
And
that's
they
true.
talk shit about Beth, and they talked like,
Of course.
I actually like when I tell them the things that I have to tell them. Like I'm like, it's all true.
That's what I said. I said, she doesn't have anything to lose. I said,
No.
you've all said you're going after her.
Yeah.
So what does she have to lose to be like, that's what they just said to me?
Like they need to start fighting for themselves because I have heard that Ty could never win because he can't win anything and nobody's worried about him, and that he actually didn't have anything to do with any of the decisions being made.
Exactly.
I've heard that.
And I would say that to him.
I've
Like,
heard
that's
that.
literally what they said to me.
Yeah, I've heard that Beth could never win because she was carried by the boys the entire time and protected and Jed through the HOH to her.
Of course.
And I have heard on Jed's end that everybody thinks that the game-winning move is getting him out, so everybody wants to get him out.
Exactly. And that's even what Kiefer was saying last night. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like
He's like,
everybody-
whoever gets Jed out, honestly, that's probably enough to win the game.
Oh, that's all he says. That's all he says. But I'm like,
Right.
so what if Jed leaves on my HOH? Now, or Kiefer, are you coming hard for me?
Literally.
Because you've said that?
But again, I still think they would still go after Kiefer, honestly. Genuinely.
Yeah. But in terms of, because I do think that they would continue to go after Kiefer. The noms, like it.
Yeah, it depends who,
like,
yeah.
Do you think that Beth has, you've got a gun for it? Because if Beth wins it,
Oh, I'm
it takes one of them down.
gunning.
You've got to.
Gunning. I have to.
Because we kind of still need
Oh.
Kiefer as a big target.
No,
next
exactly.
week.
That's what I'm saying. That's why we have to keep him. That's why I have to gun.
Yes.
That's why the best case scenario is me or Keith wins.
Yes.
And that's why me and Keith were
Even
thinking.
if one of the guys come down and I put it back, it just can't.
That's
be
fine.
Beth.
It can't be Beth. But we were thinking, like, do you even think Beth will even gun for it? I don't know if she will. I know 100% she threw this HOH. She had to have.
Yeah. Did she know her shit? I don't see. And then
No, she didn't learn it at all.
That pisses me off too, because it's like, how do you feel so comfortable where we're in the final 6 and you're throwing HOHs and you're gonna throw vetoes?
Because it was Beth, Jed, and me, and Ty came in.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, like, we should probably go over.
Who Ty said that?
Yeah, he's like, we should probably go over the audiobooks. And Beth's like, like, why we need to go over it? Like, it's just kind of common knowledge. Like, there's no point. Don't go over it.
Or she probably didn't want to study with him.
But then she got so many
told me
wrong.
that she would cut Jed in a heartbeat, but I don't know if she would.
I don't think she would. I think that's what she tells everyone.
Yeah. And I think that's why she got so upset at Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Because she doesn't understand why she can't win sitting next to Jed.
Exactly.
She was pissed at Tina.
Oh, I could tell she was so livid yesterday.
She was like storming around where I was like, why are you... But like, Jed, do you not want to hear that she was doing jury management
Yeah.
to Tina before she left?
Literally. Well, why she went over
Like,
you?
I'm sorry, you guys are also suspect. Like,
Yes. But yeah, no, I agree. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I don't even care which one, as long as it's one of the trio.
Oh, of course. Realistically.
And then we will have to kind of like
Just
hope
choose.
that they turn on each other and that they go for Kiefer.
I was telling Kiefer, I was like, do you know how happy the jury house will be when, let's say, Jed walks in the door. And then they're like, literally like, wait, Tera won the HOH and Breydon won the veto?
Yes.
Shut up.
And hey, I just won a veto and I just won an HOH. You can do that.
Oh, I know. It's like, oh, that's so bad.
Yes, you can. If I can, you can. If I
I'll
can,
always
you
sob.
can. If I can, you can.
Stop. I believe.
Honestly, everything has been super fair.
Mhm.
You
No,
don't know
I
if
agree.
it's going to be something that you can do or you can't do.
I agree. But I was just saying,
So
like, how
I feel
hyped
like
Tina would
some
be.
things will come up because they're going to try and get...
Oh, of course, I'll be brain
You
talking shit
against
about you.
me.
Wow, he doesn't even think you deserve to be here, Tera.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. The only things that I've ever said about you, which you kind of knew, was when you were on the block with Austin. And I leaked, look, maybe we should do
Yeah, of course.
Breydon. I leaked that to Beth and Jedson. And I said specific words. Did they ever come back and tell
They
you
said
that?
that to me, like, last week or whatever. Like,
What were the words that they said?
they didn't, like, say, like, you said specific words. They were just like, oh, like, Tina and Tera were, like, pitching hard for you to go
Tina
home.
never was. I was doing it on purpose because if I won the following week, I needed a reason. Because
And
they
they've
were
said that
just-
to me.
They were just so in everyone's faces
Of course.
about it. Whereas, like, I need something. I need an excuse to be.
Oh, yeah, they said to me, like, last week, because I, like, brought up, like, the Roe thing. I was like, yeah, it's just, like, crazy to me that, like, you know, Roe said that he wasn't campaigning hard for me to go. And then they're like, oh, yeah, like, it wasn't even, like, just Roe. Like, Tina and Tera were pitching so hard for you to
Tina
go.
never said a word, and that's how you can tell they're full push. Tina barely ever talks,
That's why I was like, what?
and I knew at that point that Vic was the invisible HOH, and Austin was going regardless. It was like more of like an excuse.
Yeah, of course. But yeah, no, they've said that to me. And I was like, oh. Or, like,
But
every
even
time.
that, I was like, Breydon is the only trustworthy person because he never even traveled back. Because I remember I pulled you to the Expedia wall, and I was like, look, something was said, just let me know. I was like, you're the only person that hasn't said shit about anyone.
Yeah, because like, why? Literally, why?
Yeah.
And they're always like, oh, yeah, you know, Tera's gunning for you, Breydon.
Oh my God, why would I gun for you?
Like, literally, when they were like, oh, like, do you want to keep Keith or Tina? Like, they asked me. They barely even asked me. They're like, what do you think? They're like, but we're going to keep Kiefer. But if you want to vote Kiefer out, that's fine because I'm willing to break the tie. So
Yeah.
I was like, so what? Like, you want me to make Kiefer hate me?
Yeah. They want me to go for Kiefer.
Oh, of course.
That's why they...
And they're like, oh, Breydon, like, we're looking out for you because Tina and Tera are gunning after you in this game. I was like, they're gunning after me? Yeah, you know, like whenever they talk to us, they always say it's you and someone else that are going up. They never say us.
That's what they want to hear.
Of course. That's why I was like, what? Like, are you dumb?
Yeah.
I was like, you really think that she's gonna win and just put me up?
Never. And I'm telling you, Breydon, I'm not just protecting you because I think I could beat you in the end.
And vice versa.
Because people say all that bullshit all the time.
Of course.
I think you're a strong, powerful player and you do deserve to be here.
Same.
I want you to get your moments.
Same.
And honestly, if it came down to the end where I was sitting next to you.
That's literally what I've said. I was like, I don't even care. If I was sitting next to Tera and she beats me, I don't care.
No.
Good for her. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yep, we're almost done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Breydon, get the fuck out.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm like, good for her.
There's still lots of game.
Yes!
I feel like you could win this veto and you could win that HOH, and then we literally have the exact same game, and they can't try and pin us against each other.
Exactly.
Anymore.
Literally.
It's literally the exact same.
Literally. That's why, no, but that's why I don't understand either. Like, when they're like when they're already like saying like these people have won the game. I'm like, how do you know?
Oh, that drives me insane.
Oh, I'm like, how do you know they won?
No, there's still 6 people left, and they were saying it when there was 7 people.
There's 8 people left. Like, that's why I'm like, what?
They were doing jury speeches.
Oh, yes.
Well, there are this many people left in the game.
Literally.
Like, I
Why
would
you
never
me?
do that.
Why are you me?
Like, I didn't give, Tina's my best friend, I didn't give her a jury pitch.
Of course, because why
I
would
didn't
you?
even mention anything about
Same.
a vote or anything.
Oh, same. Literally, when I was saying bye to
Tina
her.
would literally go in and be like a super objective. She wouldn't.
That's why I don't know why they're so worried.
No, she wouldn't vote for me just because she was my friend. She's even told me that. But I would never put her in that position.
That's what I'm saying.
Giving her a pitch right before she walks out the
They'd be like,
damn
okay, so listen, I know you're
door.
going there. You need to, you know, really just pitch hard for me.
No.
You know, be an advocate for me in the Big Brother.
No,
in the
if
jury house.
anything, I was like, when you get to the jury house, because everybody brought her their dirt. Everybody. I couldn't believe what people were telling her. On the way out, I was like, you tell the jury everything.
Of course.
Tell them everything. Tell them
course.
everything that you know.
Why wouldn't you? I would.
But like, if I'm ever in a final 2 situation, which is not going to be an easy feat.
Oh, of course, me.
There's 6 people. That is when I will pitch myself to the jury.
Of course, same.
As I've always said, I would pitch for myself, and I wouldn't put down whoever was sitting
Exactly,
next
because
to me.
why?
I would never do that.
Literally, it's just so frustrating to me.
But yes, I do need you to gun for that veto.
Oh, I will be gunning so hard.
Because that is worse. Like, I'm not putting you on the block at all.
Thank you.
But I still need you to
No,
gun
of course,
for
I'm still gunning. I don't care.
We need to keep Kiefer as a target.
Oh, exactly. And we still need to keep Kiefer here.
If Kiefer goes, they're coming for me and you.
Oh, 100%.
They're coming for us hard.
Of course.
And then they're laughing.
Of course.
They're laughing. At
Especially when you said, like, oh, it's a movie, blah, 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 blah. Like,
yeah, that they're deep. And that's why I'm fucking worried about that. I think that she would save Jed.
I just don't know if she wants. That's my only thing. Is that, like, I don't
need to
know.
feel out tie. I need to be like, who is the least likely to lose it? Use it if they would.
So I think it's the issue is that Ty is the least likely to use it if he wasn't up, but Beth I think is less likely to win it.
Yes.
So it's like what?
It's definitely between those 3.
I just
I'm gonna
like
have all my conversations and
Yeah,
then I'll
of
try and
course.
touch base in again. Honestly think like obviously Jed is one of them. Jed has a very good chance of winning it and using
Right.
it. He's up.
Oh, of course. My thing with Beth is I don't know if so let's say she doesn't go up and it's just Jed and Ty. I think like you have to think like what's going on in her mind and whether to her she could be thinking if I throw it, one of the boys is going,
Yeah.
which might not be the worst case for her.
No.
And then, regardless in her mind, because it wasn't her fault, one of the boys will still want to take her to the end. And maybe in her mind, I'll want to take her to the end still.
Yes.
So there's like 2 people that regardless will still want to take her. So like
Yeah.
maybe it's not good for her to win.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe she will throw it if she's not on the block.
Yeah, I gotta make her feel a little comfortable.
Right? Or she'll be like, I'm like
I
good
need
with
to-
Tera, like
I need to tell her that we're the only 2 girls left.
exactly.
And then she would.
And she'll eat it up. And she'll be like, yes, yes, yes. Like
And then maybe she won't fight for it or use it.
that's what I'm saying. Like if you 100% want to put Jen and Ty, I would say probably say that.
Yeah. All right. Good
That's
job.
good. Good chat. Good chat, my lady. But you don't want anything for breakfast?
I'm gonna quickly run down, take my old lady pills, and